artists, what they're doing, and really just trying to promote local, just promoting local, period.
They've had a lot of artists recently doing some work on the island, sketching up some different things. They recently painted the causeway, and I think reached out to that guy about maybe doing some work.
Gabriel Prusmack.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, in due time. But man, they got a lot of good artists down there. So
definitely.
That are local to the island and just doing their thing.
Yeah,
so,
and we're just covering the surfing and everything else that's going on.
Yeah.
Saltwater Recon's kind of branched out a little bit into
Surfing's
covering weather.
Heavy. I'll stop you there with the surfing real quick, though. Man, with all the storms recently, your surfing community has been active. So
they have. They've been out, especially
Kyle
this
Hopkins, these guys, man, they've been out there, catching these waves with all the storms coming in.
Kyle, Chris, and even their dad.
Yeah, legend, man.
This whole family basically wins all the tournaments. So,
wow. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So. But also Gabriel Prusmack, who's that artist we were talking about. He's a great surfer too, and we actually caught him surfing the remnants of the last hurricane we just had.
Yeah, they had him live. He was doing the surfers live on the cams, guys, like literally. So it's super neat to watch.
Yeah, we've got this new camera out, so we're doing like live coverage of tournaments and events. So anything that you need live coverage of, we can come out and do. Straight to Facebook.
Oh, nice.
So it's pretty neat what we're trying to do. So we're trying to expand a little bit outside of our comfort zone, but trying to find new ways, new revenue.
We had talked about you coming out and, racing kind of got postponed with MotoSurf this year due to COVID, but you were going to come out and actually set up your remote cam that you had at the boat show and actually film our race live on Saltwater Recon.
So now we've got
really
this cool handheld unit that goes live to Facebook or live to YouTube, and we can get much more in person, down, right down on the level. Instead of being up, 30 feet high, no sound, we now have something where we can kind of walk around and really get into it. So it's pretty neat.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
It's a cool system.
Yeah.
Saltwater Recon expands, man.
And then, so I had cut you off. So surfing, and then you were talking about something else after that. What was the next thing?
Good, no.
Hey,
weather. I mean,
weather.
We've really
it was
expanded into covering weather. So
sure, that's it.
You get a lot of good weather coverage from the local news, but, we've got a meteorologist on staff, Larry Perez, and he was going to be here with us tonight, but his full-time job kept him from coming over.
Next time.
But he is really the most trustworthy news source for weather that I know, and we're blessed to have him with us because he doesn't hype it up. He's not trying to scare anybody. He's the first one to say, "Whoa, we can't talk about this yet because we don't know what's going to happen."
Yeah,
and I really appreciate that because
he
everybody
else
told
what to say or like worrying about
Absolutely.
I feel like
we don't have to worry about anybody telling us what
pressure.
to say.
It's his own honest opinion.
Not all about ratings.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Very cool.
Fair enough.
It's great, man. We've really enjoyed being able to do that and bring live coverage of tropical storms and hurricanes to our following and to the local area. So it's very exciting for us.
Yeah, that's been really active recently.
Yeah,
it's almost
too exciting.
Blown me off course because we
have
just had so much to do with weather lately that expansion has kind of been put on hold. So all the new cameras that we've been planning out have kind of just been put on hold for now. But we're back on track. So hopefully we'll slow down a little bit.
Truth.
So let's take a quick break from that and talk about what we are drinking tonight. So,
first
Ors
of all,
actually brought
some Saloon Door,
Saloon Door beers. Which ones did you bring?
It was
over?
on the way. I had to stop there and pick up some beer, and
Glad
it's all
did.
nitro, so we have to drink it
we had to
3
drink
hours.
it quick.
It's a real shame. But,
we made it disappear.
It's a damn shame. Yeah,
less than 20 minutes into the show and it's gone.
We got some good Saloon Door beer. So
we had some.
So we had the Tasty AF, and then we had the
peanut butter nitro.
Oh yeah,
peanut butter
nitro.
stout. Yeah, peanut butter stout. Yeah. Those are delicious. And now we've moved on. We're all drinking a Heavy Hands from Spindle Tap, which is a local Houston brewery here.
But let's talk about Saloon Door.
Haze.
Let's talk about Saloon Door just for a minute. I mean, obviously it's literally, I believe, probably the closest brewery to the studio.
I believe so.
That's luckily,
probably true.
Let's face it, all the breweries and distilleries and even the 51% bars, they've had a pretty rough summer and fall.
They have.
But I believe believe Abbott just pivoted in Austin. I think they're allowed to be open again. They were always open to go, but I think they're I think the tap room. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Ors, but there's people up in the tap room today. Or?
There were people in there. It was exciting to see
Yeah.
people in there. It was nice.
God bless, because it's a hard enough business without being able to serve people on site. So
and they've been really creative. They've set up chunks of time where you can come by and pick up beer to go. They've canned more beer.
Right,
You know, they've
yeah.
been forced to really
The
think outside
canning
the box.
has there's
Yeah,
companies that didn't even can beer before that are now
That's
have canned
true.
beer
Yeah.
because of the pandemic.
That's
It's
the only way to
wild.
get it
yeah,
out
yeah.
there, yeah.
Yep.
because
So
all the bars closed. That line of income
they're
closed.
like can't. There is no taps.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So they're like, I guess we'll can it, but that's
But they've got
interesting.
such a big following. I mean, it's
Yeah.
really a cult following for some of their beer, and they make some quality beer.
the
Absolutely.
flavor, man, is just out of this world. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they're still here and still kicking and still able to produce what they do. And
You had I actually attended. You had your 1 millionth view party there or something like that.
that's true. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
a couple of years ago, I think.
Yeah,
And
that was 2018.
Yeah, maybe.
I think I had just gotten started.
hard
and,
to believe that it's been that long.
Yeah,
But,
no, that was a little celebration. That was a fun party. A lot of your beginning supporters and like friends and family. And
Since then, we've probably crossed into the 3 million
oh,
views
I'm
a year. You know, it's
for sure.
nuts.
Yeah,
But-
things have changed. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good
that's
for
good.
for the good.
Yeah, you're growing. We're growing.
Everyone's grown.
Scene? How's the scene?
We're pivoting. You know, we built an app. We're
excellent.
starting a radio station.
Yeah.
You know, actually building. We're also building mobile apps for other clients, trying to help. Try to help them. To go and delivery and that kind of stuff. So yeah, we slowed down on the print edition. You know, we haven't put out a print edition since March.
Wow.
Because a lot of our clients. I mean, obviously, a magazine that's all about getting out of the house and dining out, listening to live music, going out to bars, going to festivals, going to events. Yeah, COVID didn't exactly, that doesn't exactly mesh with our whole mission. So, but we pivoted and things are going well. So no
It's good.
complaints.
Pivot
Yeah.
for survival.
Pivot,
that's
yeah,
what it
yeah.
comes down to these days. Is you've got to be thinking, differently these days
Yeah.
because there's nothing's the same.
Well,
So-
there's sayings, if you didn't pivot this year, then you're never gonna pivot, or you just don't know how to, or so everybody had to make big crucial changes and decisions this year.
And, that's part of business.
everybody
Adjustments
did. They
are-
rerouted their lives, in so many ways, their
Yeah.
kids, their businesses, their jobs. I mean, it's crazy. So you had to pivot this year. Everybody,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a crazy year.
Yeah.
But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
That's it. That's it.
I feel so tired. I'm exhausted.
I'm enjoying the beer.
That
Man, thanks for bringing that saloon door though.
Yeah, that was
awesome.
Cheers,
that
guys.
was
Cheers.
nice. Yeah.
Cheers.
On to the next one.
That's been a nice change up. We've been on the
Yeah, we've
hazy
been.
IPAs.
Yeah,
we haven't done any stouts.
Yeah,
and-
we've
You
I
know
used-
what?
I
It's
used to be a
kind of
big
lighter.
stout guy.
It's not
Yeah.
as gassy,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
nice with the nitro.
Yeah,
yeah.
it really is good. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was delicious. That was a good change up.
Saloon Door, Webster, Texas, right there, kind of off the bypass, right over there. I think it's Magnolia kind of street.
Yeah, behind the main event. is
Yeah,
what it
behind
is?
main event. That's a good place. Yeah, over
I
there.
remember when they
kinda-
first opened. It's been about 5 years now, right?
Yeah,
You know?
and they've
Yeah.
expanded into the area
Yeah,
next to them,
the
so
te-
they've
the
gotten
Texas
bigger.
Oh,
room,
I did
yeah,
not. I
yeah.
did not know that.
Even with the pandemic, they still expanded and have still
Yeah.
been doing really
Yeah.
well.
I did not even know about the expansion.
Matter of fact, the last live show of the Galactic Coast Power Hour was out of the Texas room at Saloon Door. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, that's back in March. Yeah.
They had just, I guess, expanded.
Yeah,
over.
well, I figure they had there's like an office next door to them that kind of shared the building. So and they were trying. Obviously, they were bursting at the seams anyway. They need a special event room, but also it took care of nobody's going to be complaining about the live music or the parking situation if you
Yeah,
take over
right.
your neighbor.
That's
right?
true. That's
Yeah,
true.
so
There's a
it's
little bit more parking because now that neighbor doesn't have it.
Yeah.
And it's just another little private event room,
Yeah,
really,
it's-
and just a little more elbow room for them.
Yeah.
It's a very
That's
nice
good.
setup.
And as they start to can and expand and stuff, they probably need the extra room.
And
so.
they're in HEB now, and they're,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
pushing.
yeah,
it.
they're-
It's pretty cool to see them at my local HEB, which is up in Houston. So
Yeah,
It's cool to see that it HEB picks up local beer like that,
is.
and I think
it's nice to see people buying it. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
Truth. Yeah.
small company that nobody's ever heard of. You're going to go out and taste something new, and then you love it. And they, like I said, they make a great product. So
Yeah.
it's cool to see them grow.
Support local.
That's it.
Absolutely,
Sometimes I say support local and coastal.
and
But-
surf local.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drink local.
Don't drink and surf, but
never drinking moto surf.
What,
that's
what
for
pairs
sure.
best with surfing?
I don't know.
is that wine? I think wine and cheese.
Wine and cheese.
Some Bob Marley music, maybe. I don't know.
I think you need some heavy metal for that. What do you listen? Do you not pop in some earbuds and like jam something while you're surfing, or do you?
I guess that's
pay
kind of
attention to
dangerous,
their
probably,
survival,
right? You gotta
or
hear
to
your
your surroundings.
I actually have to know what's going on around me. Yeah, you never know what's out there.
Well, that's not a sport for me. No, I'm kidding.
That's not fair.
If I can't tune out, that's,
No, you
that's
definitely-
fishing though. You know, fishing.
You
is just
definitely can tune out. Yeah, I just I've actually never worn earbuds
or
out
anything
there
for
or
it.
anything, but just afraid to lose them or whatever.
probably
I was about to
lose
say, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure there are people that do. Definitely, we're actually trying to not modify, but now we've got the new racks. We've got the boards right here on display, and
They look good.
where the gas tank is, we're actually going to put waterproof speakers, and we're gonna have them synced up. And when we're riding through the channel, we'll have like 3 or 4 speakers playing on like all the boards, like synced up together, and like
That
be
is
playing
cool.
music through the channel, and like start doing like more like show type.
Yeah.
Not like a show, but, you
That's
know,
flashy.
But
No,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
trying
like
to-
definitely catching the
You're
attention.
getting attention
you know,
for sure.
yeah, 2019 we had a lot of construction. We kind of messed up Kima a little bit. 17 and 18 were really, really good in the Kima boardwalk, and then 19 there was some construction this year, COVID and construction. So we're hoping next year there's going to be tons and tons of people back over there at the boardwalk, and so we'll be able to ride.
There will
through
be, man.
and,
Everybody's
yeah,
dying
yeah.
to come
Oh, yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Oh,
big time.
absolutely. I
So
think
I have
so.
no
yeah.
doubt that everything's going to get back to normal soon enough. But I mean, it's just we've got to make it through.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, a few more months, and I think the vaccine and things will go back to normal.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, like we're actually investing in product for our website to sell during the holiday season because we've always had requests for shirts and hats
Yeah.
and stuff. So we're actually starting to make some things. But I'm even I was on the fence about making masks, okay, because everybody's like, I don't like masks. Masks are going to go away. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make some masks because people are still going to need them at some point, and I think even still now we need them. So.
Yeah.
We're going to make some masks and try to sell some masks too. I mean, why not?
Honestly, I think anytime when concerts, venues, clubs, like places that people are really, really, really
Jam-packed
congested and
into.
jammed into,
Yeah.
I don't think masks are going to go away for a few years.
I
Now,
agree.
we'll be able to go into a restaurant and go into a Target without a mask, and that'll be fine. That's great. But anytime that you're breathing someone else's air within like 1 foot of them, like just like Mardi Gras, just thousands of people on Bourbon Street. Like that is outdoors, but I'm just saying, like, there's going to be people
It's
they're
cramped.
still going to wear masks
Yeah.
for a while when they're that close. To
Not
people.
only do you have people breathing
Yeah.
on you, but they're puking on you too. So.
Oh yeah, the mask is really effective in many ways for Mardi Gras. Yeah, no mask off over there.
Man, I'm ready for Mardi Gras for sure.
Oh man, I
And so
love
I
Mardi
really
Gras.
hope that this slows down so that we can have a fun Mardi Gras this year.
Galveston's the second largest Mardi Gras celebration in the country, and I've lived in New Orleans for a few years growing up. My stepdad was an air traffic controller, and so he worked in New Orleans for a few years. We lived over there
One of my
in New
favorite
Orleans.
cities in the whole world.
So I got to grow up in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, literally going to Mardi Gras as a kid. I mean,
the real Mardi Gras.
you don't get off for spring break in Louisiana. You get off a week for Mardi Gras. Like it's like literally you have days off for this. It's a like state holiday.
Well, because you can't go anywhere because it's so crowded.
Yeah, no, the streets are closed down. You can't even get the bus. No, I'm kidding.
So does school start back up on the Wednesday after Flat
yeah,
Tuesday or
I
something?
guess. I don't know. I remember we got literally days off for Mardi Gras. So the people have to go to these certain parades. They need off of work and stuff. Like,
I believe it. I believe
it's a
it, man.
tradition. So it's a lot of fun, and I've always loved going to the Galveston one as well. Being from Houston and it being the second largest, we're pretty close to Louisiana. We have a lot of that culture here, and they've put on a phenomenal show. Hope that they can do it this year. We'll see.
I bet they will.
Yeah,
I bet they will.
They did do it last year. I think it was the last of festivals for
Was it
Galveston.
Mardi-
that's true.
I think
Yeah,
Mardi Gras
yeah.
might have ended it.
It
it
came right after Mardi Gras
was
because
like
we had an early Mardi Gras.
Yeah, I was
it was
about to
like
say it was
two,
early this
two,
year, yeah.
2 weeks after Mardi Gras, like pandemic.
That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah,
It was wild.
jeez.
That one snuck in.
And
yeah.
then a cancellation of every event since then.
So
like I
the
said,
Motor Surf Continental Cup, Moody Gardens, canceled.
shameful.
God. That was a big one. That was a big one. Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Hey, quick shout out to the U.S. Navy who just
Yes.
celebrated their 245th anniversary.
Oh,
wow.
Yesterday.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yesterday. So it was established in 1775 by George Washington,
Oh, wow.
and they just celebrated their huge anniversary. So congrats to anybody in the Navy, in the military. We're proud of you guys. Thank you
Absolutely.
very much for what
Yeah.
you do for us. And that's, segues into one more thing I wanted to talk about.
Yes.
Oh,
I think I might know. Okay.
So I might know too.
It's the Naval Museum down in Galveston.
Yes.
Boom.
I am on the board there, and we are trying to open back up. I mean, we
Yeah.
have been open. You know, we had closed down for quite a while because of the pandemic. We are open again, so if you get a chance to, it is really one of the hidden gems